Kirkpatrick, the manager of the Junkluggers of Williamsburg, Virginia. Zach, thank you so much for talking with me today and letting us know a little bit more about what you guys do here.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me today. I appreciate it. The Junkluggers, we are an eco-friendly furniture and junk removal company, and our goal is to donate and recycle whatever we can to keep all reusable items from ending up in landfills. And if there's anything that we can donate on behalf of our customers, then we provide them with the tax deductible receipt back in return.
Speaks to my heart, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are trying to be more environmentally aware. So tell me why you got into this business.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. I honestly wasn't even my choice at first. So I grew up and I always wanted to work in sports, and I went to JMU to pursue a career and to try to be a GM of a major league team.
Oh, wow.
And then that quickly changed over to wanting to be the director of intramural sports somewhere once I got exposed to the campus recreation sphere. And so I pursued a master's degree chasing the campus recreation career, and then had switched gears to landscaping, trying to figure out how I can get a leadership role that can help me to where I can open my own landscaping business one day, because I think overall that's really what I wanted. I want a leadership role and something that I could build on my own. And I held two positions out of my master's degree, and they didn't really give me what they promised me. And so I was approached by my stepdad one family dinner night, and he was like, "Hey, do you want a job?" And I'm like, "Sure, what are we talking about?" And he showed me a video of Junkluggers. And at the time, when I first watched the video, I was a little skeptical about jumping into a junk removal company. And then I learned about, I watched it again and I learned more about the fact that Junkluggers really tries to give back. And I liked the thought of giving back to the community that I grew up in. So I ended up accepting the position, and here we are now, 2.5 years later.
Yeah, so you were talking about, wanting to be the GM of a major league team and all these things, and then you're looking at junk removal, and honestly, it doesn't seem glamorous, but it sounds like you have found it to be a rewarding career for yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And you just mentioned something about giving back to the community. So you guys have partners within the community, right? So when you're doing that donating, for example, which are the organizations here in the Tawano area that you're trying to work with?
Yeah, so I say primarily with, especially with bigger pieces of furniture and things like that, we support Habitat for Humanity a whole lot. We have a really good relationship with them, and we've done quite a few events with them as well, now that we've kind of kicked off our electronic recycling program too. So in any facet of the way we're helping them, they're helping us. So it's just a really good relationship to have. And then there are some items that they don't take. So some of those items include like clothing, shoes, maybe small little knickknacks and things like that. So we'll divert those over to either CHKD, or Goodwill, or DAV, places like that.
Cleanouts, right? I heard, I think on the website it talks about, when you're finally getting around to cleaning out the garage, and even working with maybe people that have collected entirely too much stuff. And we're talking about like a lot of stuff, right? Like the paths through the house sometimes. So sometimes you end up with a lot of things. I'm sure that you have seen a lot since you have started doing this. What are some of the more memorable junk removal adventures that your guys have been on?
Some nasty, some just really good customers. I would say in terms of nastiness, we had one situation that I went to. It was a property clean out down in Newport News, I believe, and we were aware that there was an infestation. So I called to see if they could bomb it for us. And we get there and nobody was on site. It was kind of, we got the lockbox code and go in and take care of everything. We go in there and everything's live. And so,
wow.
As we were doing the removal, I found little $4 bombing things from Walmart. And I'm like, okay, lesson learned. Next time we have an infestation, we're going to call a professional company to make sure
you
that
gotta
stuff
call the
occurs.
big guns.
Yeah. So that's one of the more interesting ones. We have customers that are even just helping with one item or even moving something from a house to a storage unit that are just really happy with what we do, and it's more about just seeing the reaction on their faces when we do the work for them that matters to me.
Yeah. So in my line of work, I often, have clients that they need assistance just getting rid of the leftovers. I think everybody has moved at some point in time, and I moved into my new house a year and a half ago, and I still have about half a dozen boxes that I haven't gone through yet. But you get a chance to be part of people's lives sometimes in a positive way, right? Like go in and help them with get a fresh start.
Right.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, and clearing out space is a huge stress relief as well. So it's helping them with that, and just my guys are trained and insured and they're also very empathetic with all the situations that we run into. There's oftentimes we're in dealing with people going through major life transitions, whether it be moving or downsizing or a loss of somebody. So we have to be empathetic to that as well, and that's something that we take a lot of pride in here. We want to make sure that we're doing right by our customers, and part of our mission is integrity and transparency. So we want to make sure that anybody that we bring on to go serve our customers has those values as well.
You're called Junkluggers of Virginia, but you don't just come and just pick up my junk. You will though, right? You guys do curbside. I mean, you literally would go to someone's residence or a property they manage or what have you, and we point and say, I want this, this, and this gone, or everything in that room, and you guys can take it. But you do other things too. Tell me a little bit more about some of the other services that Junkluggers offers people might not know about.
Yeah, so like you said, full-scale junk removal. So we'll handle anything from one item to a hoarder clean out. But we also will handle small-scale moves, and what I like to kind of categorize as a small-scale move is what will fit into one of our trucks.
Okay.
And our trucks are 16 cubic yards, so whatever fits into that, I kind of consider as a small-scale move. Otherwise, we'd refer that out to a moving company. We can also help with delivery. So our relationship with Habitat for Humanity, oftentimes they'll come across items that are heavy, and maybe it's something that we even donate, and they're like, hey, somebody just bought this, would you be able to go deliver that to them? So like a couple weeks ago, we picked up a hot tub, donated it. The next day, we got called to deliver it. So just a couple of little things that we'll add on, and we're also still looking to see what else we can add as value-added services for our customers. Hosting e-waste events. We've done, I think, up to 3 now. And e-waste, for those that don't know, is it's just electronics, and we try to make sure that those harmful chemicals that are in electronics are disposed of properly. So we partner with a company that makes sure that that gets done. So we just do all the pre-sorting for that. But we host these events, and customers can just drive up, drop off their electronics for free, and we'll go take care and sort it. And just try to add a lot of value to our customers.
Okay.
In that way.
What's something interesting maybe about the business that people just wouldn't know from the outside?
So at face value, Junkluggers, you wouldn't expect us to donate, and a lot of our competition also claims that they donate as well. And something that we take pride in is we say it and we back it up. So one of the biggest things that I think stands out for us is that when we donate, we write down everything that we donate for the customer. We put their name on the ticket, and we email it to them, and we send it to them in the mail. So they have 2 copies of that receipt coming their way, and they get the tax break for it.
Right. So they're doing good because the items are going to get a second life somewhere. You're doing good. It's not going to a landfill. And then they also get a tax break. So
right.
That sounds like a win-win-win. And we've heard a lot about the business at this point. So I'd like to hear a little bit more about you. Now, you're from this area, right?
Yes, born and raised.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen it change a lot over the years. What are some of the positive changes in the area that you're excited about?
Yeah, I think having more people around and people that can benefit and help grow the Williamsburg community is great. I love the community. I don't ever plan on leaving. I have my entire family here, both sides, extended family. So it's cool to see it all grow up. Actually, one of my favorite things that's happening is all these breweries popping up.
Yeah.
So when Precarious came along, that place is amazing. And then just new breweries like Billsburg, and then there's another one coming, I think, on Jamestown Road that it's really exciting. I think it's providing some life to Williamsburg too. And else, we've been sponsoring a lot of events this year, and one of the things that we've gotten into, it's a concert series called The Bonfire.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's pretty exciting too. Is kind of bringing country music artists or just artists, and it's bringing people together in the community. And I think that's a really cool thing that's hopefully going to be growing in the next few years.
That's awesome. So is that an annual event?
It just started this year, so we're hoping that it'll be annual.
Soon to be an annual event every year going forward.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So in addition to the breweries, what are some, if maybe somebody was coming to the area, or, visiting the Williamsburg area, or just anywhere in Hampton Roads, what are some other hot spots? Like, what are some must-go places, or like hot restaurants, or what?
Well, I know that Colonial Williamsburg is always a hot spot, and then obviously the cheese shop in Colonial Williamsburg is a big hit. But outside of that, my favorite local restaurant's Oceans and Ale.
I like that spot.
Yeah, they have great food, and other than that, the local Mexican places are delicious. Just a lot of good food here. So, and obviously Busch Gardens as well.
I would say you're a young professional. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you think you would have for somebody else that's looking? It sounds like your intended career path took some twists and turns, and you've landed in a place that you're pretty happy with.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for somebody that was, in the shoes that you were in, 5 or 10 years ago?
So I actually thought about this. It's like, follow your dreams, don't quit, and you may realize that your dreams may come from something that you never even dreamed of. So kind of in my situation, talking about the sports, where I was kind of looking to go towards a sport career and leadership there. I ended up in junk removal, but kind of getting the leadership and responsibility that I always wanted. And
you guys service not only Williamsburg, but you service kind of the Hampton Roads area.
Yeah, so we have service all the way down to Hampton. We service up around New Kent, West Point, and then Gloucester area. Okay. And then if we have any leads down on the south side, Virginia Beach, Smithfield, anywhere like that, we can service down there as well.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys will go everywhere. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.